Hello, 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 my dear friends, and welcome to episode number 42 of On the Bench with Vidas series. I'm delighted to be able to play for you today with my special guest, Ausra, who will be joining us later in the evening. So stay tuned for this special occasion. All about that in a moment, of course, I will tell you. And I have started with the Praeludium in G minor. Have you guessed the composer, by the way? This is Nicolaus Bruhns, German Baroque composer from the period of a little bit after Buxtehude, and he was wonderful organ master, and we know his, of course, the great Praeludium in E minor, the long one. And I played the E minor but shorter version too. And today is G minor, very exciting prelude, and later the fugue also. So, who is in the chat? Let's see. Live chat is Dawn. Hello, hello, hello. Dan. Yes, Dan wants to. Dan has a request. Listen, could we hear Ligetti's Hungarian Rhapsody on the organ? Ligeti. Do you know who Ligeti was? Ligeti was an avant-garde composer. And if this is the same one, I know Georgi Ligeti, and I know his the most famous organ work is, of course, Volumina, and Ausra and I heard it live performed on the Draken organ. And this was something to remember, because the music is in quarter tones and very dissonant clusters, right? And techniques where you pull half of the stops and not entirely typical organ sounds. And it's such a powerful work. It's basically seminal avant-garde work. Yeah, wonderful to remember this composer. Unfortunately, it will not sound good on this organ at all. Rin, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Watch You Live. So later in the evening we will, of course, have a special guest, as I mentioned, Ausra, and of course the reason for this we'll disclose later. But now let's hear more Baroque music after Nicolaus Bruhns. Here I have Berliner Orgelbuch, free and chorale-based works for the organ, published by Ortus Verlag. And today let's hear a few works by Johann Philipp Kirnberger. He is a well-known theorist, was a well-known German Baroque theorist and composer. And he, of course, explored works of Bach too. And I will play for you now Komm, Komm, du Geist des Lebens, choral prelude. And hopefully you will, of course, hear the wonderful cantus firmus in the left-hand part. My stream deck, which I use to turn the camera angles today, is misbehaving, so I'm going to switch camera angles by pushing the screen on the screen OBS Studio, and sometimes it's tricky, right? But you can see sometimes registration, for example, like here. Let's check the registration, and maybe we could, of course, use a beautiful reed krum horn on the second manual. Oh yeah. And then on the first manual for accompaniment, it's not an accompaniment but two extra voices. Beautiful. Maybe a little bit louder. Nasat and Rohrflöte too. And then in the bass, of course, just two principals. Oh yeah, let's try. This is it sounds like trio, right? But you will hear sometimes middle voice migrating from one manual to another. Okay, so let's hear Komm, o komm, du Geist des Lebens, Johann Philipp Kirnberger, original written in G major but published in the Berliner Orgelbuch in F major. Yeah. Yeah, let's go. Beautiful, beautiful piece. Komm, o komm, du Geist des Lebens by Johann Philipp Kirnberger, publisher Ortus Verlag in Berliner Orgelbuch. I will show you the keyboard view, and you will see this book. Berliner Orgelbuch. Yeah, it's wonderful collection. It has so many free and chorale-based works right here, right, in alphabetic order, and it's not that difficult, but very, very useful. I played a number of them on the stream on the bench with Vidas earlier in the year and last year too. So I played by Marburg, yeah, and I'm just looking over, and it's so beautiful. I know Rin is interested in such a beautiful compositions, right? This is Galant style. Galant style meaning what came right after the Baroque period. Although it's like late Baroque maybe, but sometimes more like Philipp Emanuel Bach, right? Karl Philipp Emanuel Bach. So let's hear another chorale. Ach Gott und Herr, wie groß und schwer. Oh, not very probably often sung chorale, but in Evangelisches Gesangbuch it's 233, for example. So let's see. It also has 2 manuals and pedals. And we could check the registration. Pedals could be 8 and 16 principals, probably. Yeah, on this organ. We are, by the way, on the Verschoren organ from 2007 in Grote Kerk in Dordrecht, in the Netherlands, sampled by Sweelinq. And this chorale will be played, obviously, on another type of registration. How about playing the beautiful left-hand chorale phrases on the viola gamba, rohrflöte, and principal, like this. And maybe it's Spitzflöte. Alright, and then Oberwerk could have the right hand part. And that obviously would be Gedacht and Rohrflöte and Nassat. Oh yeah. Beautiful sounds, yeah. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So let's go back to the face angle, and you will see me here. Maybe I will play like this for you, okay? Or maybe you want to see my pedals too. So from this side, or maybe from this side. All right. So enjoy. Ach Gott und Herr, wie groß und schwer by Johann Philipp Kirnberger. Also from Berliner Orgelbuch, published by Ortus Musik Verlag. Amazing, little miniature, right? Gott und Herr, wie Gott und schwer. The right-hand part is all over the place with those ornaments and diminutions and runs and passages. And the bass is always very strict, like cello and the double bass together with 16 feet in the pedals. And then the left-hand part has the chorale tune, right? And it's very strict and serious, but the style is galant for sure. It's no longer baroque. All right. Did you know that Kirnberger also wrote a temperament, devised a temperament? Kirnberger, 3 temperaments, by the way, 1, 2, and 3. And before our St. John's Church organ was restored, it was tuned, renovated. Before it was renovated by Jānis Kalniņš from Latvia, it was actually tuned and tempered in the Kirnberger 3 temperament. This temperament works very well for 3 sharps, 3 flats, especially flat keys, right? So it's a baroque type of temperament, although we used to play some romantic and modern music as well on it, but other keys are harsher than some, right? So usually it sounds very great, very good if you play up until 3 flats and 3 sharps. And by the way, let me play you a piece now by Johann Philipp Kirnberger in 3 flats now. This will be Praeludium in C minor. Oh, Rin has ordered the book already. Very good, very good. So now let's take a look at the registration again, and let's check a little bit different, maybe lighter registration without the mixtures. Okay, 4, 8, and 2, and we could actually. This is obviously the Bach organ, so we could actually double the 8 feet in the manual as well. And quinta, for example. Oh, like this. It will be a darker, maybe with 16 bourdon. Like this, a darker plenum sound by Johann Philipp Kirnberger, Praeludium C-moll. I hope you will enjoy it. And let me play it for you, this piece. I made the mistake of not including pedals. It's not written with pedals. There is no sign for pedals. But as I now have played it, it would have worked for pedals beautifully, and much more powerfully. Would you like me to play the pedals also on the lowest part? That would be probably more suitable for this piece if we have a pedal part. If we have organs with pedals, right? Maybe I could show you registration also and include a little bit of pedal part. So let's now do a little more powerful registration like this. Hopefully you will hear it. Yeah, it's wonderful. So let's hear it one more time, but now with pedals. I know it sounds beautiful and very deep and powerful, right, when you add the pedals. So, of course, notice and remember this collection, Berliner Orgelbuch by Ortus, published Ortus Musikverlag. Wonderful piece. So, yeah, I think we have a special guest waiting tonight already. So, let's see if Ausra wants to join me. join me. Let's see. Ausra. How about, would you like to join us? That would be lovely. It's a little complex now with all the cameras, and we are a little now cramped in the space, but I think Ausra will fit on the table. Say hello, Ausra.
Hi.
This is the audience, and who is here? Don, Rien, Dan, and others also. So great. And while we are doing this, let me now adjust the camera angle. Oops. Look at this. Look at this. Maybe. But I think it would be best for me to show you the face camera if we are together on this bench. So, Ausra, tell us, why are you here today? Why I have invited you, and why are we doing this tonight together?
Because we are traveling to Norway.
Norway on Monday, right? On the little town, not very little town, actually 42,000 people, Bodø, in the right above the Arctic Circle. And it is quite humid continental climate, I would say, right? As we have read about this place. It has a beautiful cathedral, right, Ausra?
Yes, but it's still cold at this time of the year too.
What do you know about Bodø so far?
But it was destroyed during the Second World War, but it was a cultural capital of Europe last year.
Yes, together with other two cities, and it also has cathedral with a beautiful instrument that we are going to perform on Wednesday, and our program will feature music of Lithuania and also Ukrainian theme, because the war is still going on, and Ukrainians and Ukraine still need our support. Right. So today, actually, we will be playing one piece by a Lithuanian composer and one piece by Lithuanian composer, that's me, but on Ukrainian theme, right? Ausra, tell us what we're going to play now.
Well, now you will hear 4 folk songs for 4 hands by Kristina Vasiliauskaite.
Who is Kristina Vasiliauskaite, by the way?
She's a famous Lithuanian composer.
Living today.
Yes, she composed a nice selection of church music, especially for choirs.
Yes.
And she composed these 4 songs for piano, but we are doing it on the organ. And you will hear a very different character in each of these songs. The first will be called "Oh, We Are Fast Flying." Basically, it's
about birds.
Yes.
Right? What kind of birds?
Well, about swans. But,
Swans, yeah.
But it's more like really war song.
War song, okay.
Yeah.
The song about war.
And the second song will be "Is There a Windmill?" about windmill.
It's like a children's song.
Yes.
The second one.
The third one will be "O Rye, Rye, You Are Winter Crops," because winter crops of rye are very common in Lithuania. And the last is "On the Hill Rye is Growing." So as you can hear, 2 out of 4 songs are about rye, growing rye. So
Yes. Strange that not potatoes though, but rye. Lithuanian cuisine is about potatoes, but bread and rye is very important
rye
for
bread is
Lithuanian culture too.
As well.
So now let's take a look at the registration, but of course let's switch manuals, let's switch organs. And Ausra hasn't played the Görlitz organ from the Zonen organ, so let's do that.
And I haven't played a Hauptwerk set and
Sweelinq
set, and now this house organ, virtual organ for many months now.
Many months, so it will be a premiere for you. All right, let's play one piece at a time, and we'll discuss each of the movements. Can you talk a little bit about the texture of this piece also, while I'm selecting the registration?
Yeah. Well, with this playing more of the accompaniment line, and I'm doing the melody with some of the accompaniment line. So I would say that my part is more important than yours.
Probably you're right. And let's see. Oh, too much.
I just hope that B flat will behave.
You need a little bit more. A little more juice on the right hand part. So, yeah, that's the registration, and we'll be good to go shortly, alright? In Lithuanian it's called Oi lekia lekia. In English it's Oh, they are fast flying. Kristina Vasiliauskaite. Excerpt from 4 Lithuanian folk songs. Arranged from piano for hands, but we're playing it as an organ duet. Enjoy. What do you think, Ausra? Does it sound nice on this registration?
Well, could be more balanced.
Could be more balanced, yeah, my part was a little weak. So now, second is Zer a windmill. Very light and light-hearted, and probably registration needs to be something without 8 feet, right? Let's see, like this maybe, like this, without the
You mean
16.
8 foot? Without 8 foot?
Yeah.
Not without foot.
Very light. Maybe let's do 4 and 2. Oh, like this. Alright. Hopefully you will enjoy it as well. Second movement. It was like a scherzo, right, Ausra?
Yes, something like that.
What about this? The next texture? How do you describe it?
Well, out of all 4 songs, this one is the most suited for the organ because of the texture. It even has elements of polyphony and it has really dark mood.
Dark mode. Alright, I think it will be suitable for 16-foot registration in the hands as well. Enjoy. The registration is this, right? So now let's do this and without the microphone. I love this sound. Yes, it works very well.
Yeah.
So the fourth will be a little louder and with trumpets probably needed to be play with trumpets. So I will add krumhorn and clarinet and the trumpet in the first one. Oh yeah, higher pitch stops as well. And in the pedals, maybe a tromba. Tromba, just a tromba. Okay, so enjoy this registration as well. The fourth one is called On the Hill Rye is Growing.
I have C sharp in my hand.
C sharp?
Yes.
Show to the camera, to the keyboard camera.
I destroyed.
Put here,
our
right?
virtual organ.
Put it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to glue it again, right? So
I would not recommend this kind of keyboard to anybody.
it's a good recommendation, right? I already taped, I think, this.
Yes, and we also glued almost all our pedals.
It doesn't look very stable either.
Yeah.
Until next time, right? So, what is going on in the chat? Okay. Don is loving watching us play. That's nice.
So.
All right. I think we have delighted you long enough, guys. So now let's move on to the last piece of the program, which will be my composition, my organ duet arrangement of the Ukrainian folk song called Hey Sokoly.
Actually, to be true about it, it's based on Polish/Ukrainian folk song, because Polish also have this folk song, Hey Sokoly, and now I need to think on which manual I can play, because I cannot do it on the great because of that.
On the grid, this grid.
Oh, okay. Oh, and then as well, yes.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
so now let's do registration camera angle, and you could actually see me do that.
Okay.
Choose registration for us. It will be very, very loud and powerful, hopefully, with all the reeds also, without the celestes, of course, and wahumen, but everything else will be also needed too. Brustwerk is not needed, hopefully, but we need 32 feet, but the rest of it is very powerful. Yeah, cornet.
Could you move just a little bit? Okay.
We'll add to some. I will add. Did you broke it?
No. I'll push the next button.
Why?
Just accidentally.
So now we don't
Now
have
you have
anything.
to do it again.
Why? Okay, watch me.
I did not know that it's working actually.
Yeah. That's what happens with technology.
Yeah.
So tell us a story while I'm doing this.
What kind of story would you want me to do?
Not my problem. You talk. You are now the host.
He's Sokoly. Very nice song actually.
That's all? More.
Well, my brother loves the song.
It's dedicated to your brother.
Yes.
Tell us.
Yeah.
Tell us, the story about it.
He said, one day he asked if we know the song. And we said, no, we don't. And he asked us to listen to it. And we listened, we liked it. And we just decided to compose duet for us based on the song. So I hope that you will like it too. And now I press that next button again.
And then you have to tell another story.
Okay.
So yeah, I will put this here. We're more. We have more space. Yeah. Okay, I think we're good to go. So enjoy the duet based on Polish-Ukrainian folk song Hey Sokoly that I created in 2023. That will be the last piece of our program in Norway, right?
Yes.
Yes, so tonight also. Enjoy. So guys, what do you think? Was it powerful enough? It's the ending of our recital in Norway next Wednesday. So we would like to thank everyone, right, Ausra, who watched us
thank you so
today.
much. We appreciate your support and your attention and your friendship.
And thank you so much for your memberships, donations, buy me a coffee, all kinds of support, and this is really appreciated and helps us enable to keep going and to develop our channels and of course,
to buy glue to fix our keyboard.
Yeah, I think at one point when I broke this F sharp key, Matt, I think, donated some coffee to buy some glue, and that was effective. Still works today. So stay tuned for next week, but I don't think I'm not sure if I'm going to make it on Friday because
yes, we will
be traveling.
Yeah. And we will come back actually Friday night.
Yes, or earlier a little bit, Thursday night, right?
Well, yes, but a night from Thursday to Friday.
Yes, and probably I will
after midnight.
I will need to sleep a little bit more. So I don't know if we have to skip it or not. I'm still debating. But if I'm not able to show up on Friday next time, you know why. We're basically traveling, and I need time to recover. But obviously on Sunday, this Sunday, we will be also traveling. Ausra, tell us where we'll be traveling.
Well, we will travel to a very small village in the western part of Lithuania, where we will perform recital together with our Udabari studio students on one of the oldest Baroque organs in the Baltics. It was restored last year by Swiss organ builders, organ restorers, and we did a fantastic job. And it's a very small instrument, has 10 stops and short octave, no pedals. So it will be a real challenge and a real treat for our students and for us.
Yes, everything will be wonderful, but the tricky part is that we only have 90 minutes for rehearsal on Sunday with all our students, and this will be like their second, third, or fourth instrument that they will be touching in their entire life. So some of them are more experienced than others, right? But for a couple of students, we are actually quite scared of how they will do. But hopefully.
Well, but I think we are less scared when you are, so.
Yeah, they don't know what to expect, so they will jump in and play. Only after the recital they will realize what they have done and what they have encountered.
But because, it will be on Sundays, so Vidas won't be able to teach you to improvise this upcoming Sunday because it's a long trip.
Yes, so it's about 3 hours drive west, I think, northwest of Lithuania, of Vilnius. So it's a little church, village church called Bodø. You can look it up. And we will be traveling late at night, so I won't be able to make it on time for Learn with Vidas session next Sunday, right? In 2 days. But I will see you the Sunday after that, after this Sunday for sure. So after all our trips, I think the first live stream will be on Sunday, right?
Yes, I think so.
After that, so wonderful. So thank you so much and stay tuned. Obviously, in the meantime, look for our next videos to watch. Visit our channels. And we have plenty of enjoyable content for you to deliver, and maybe even from Norway also. We'll see what can we film to you and see what happens there. It's winter, almost winter there, right? Should be still cold.
Yeah.
Yes, either early spring or late winter, maybe. Yeah, we'll see how to what kind of clothes we will have to go get. So, shall we say goodbye?
Yes.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. This was Vidas.
And Ausra.
And remember, when you practice,
Miracles happen.